Okay, just a heads up, this video took a couple of turns that I wasn't expecting. Things have been updated from when I created my notes a few days ago to when I started recording the video, so it's really an exciting time with these tools being updated so frequently. And, I'm learning new things as I go along, which is really why I'm doing this channel, not just to show you what I've learned, but just to keep learning. So I just want to note that this video is probably longer than maybe you're expecting, and so if you want to skip ahead, feel free to look at the chapters I've linked up. We're starting off with text generators, then we're moving on to image generators, and then we're going to work with a couple sound tools, and then I saved the best for last. We're working with some video tools. So I have all that linked below in case you want to skip ahead to what you're most interested in. Hey there, creatives! Welcome back to AIO. Today, I am about to blow your mind with 11 incredible AI tools that you can use for free. From designing jaw-dropping visuals to crafting engaging content, these tools are going to revolutionize the way you work. But wait, make sure you stick around until the end because I've saved the best for last. Trust me, this number one tool is an absolute game changer, and you won't want to miss it. So, with that being said, let's dive in. Okay, so we are going to start today with something you may have already heard of before. We're starting easy breezy. We're going to start with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is completely free to use. There is a paid account that has a few more features, but because of that, I want to tell you about another AI tool that we can use as an alternative. So ChatGPT is completely free to use for the most part. It does not have access to the internet. So we're on ChatGPT right now, but for those of you who want to keep it free, you can also use something called Perplexity AI. Perplexity.ai. All of these are going to be linked in the description below, but actually this is a bonus AI tool because both of these are number 11. I just want to show you how to do a two-part prompt here that will help you if you have like a small business or if you want to do research and then automate some emails to start a small business or to bring in collaborators if you want to start a creative project. So I'm going to be copying and pasting a few prompts just to start because you can do this manually, or you can use Perplexity. And the reason I'm using Perplexity for this first part, as you can see, is because I need access to the internet. And Perplexity is the only language model I know of as of right now that does that for free. ChatGPT will connect to the internet, but you have to pay $20 a month. So to go the free route, because that's what this video is about, 11 free AI tools, we're just going to go to perplexity.ai, you start a free account, and I'm copying and pasting this prompt here. Please compile me a list of YA fantasy authors who have blogs that have been updated within the past 2 months. Now, why am I doing this? I am doing this because I want to reach out to, I should have put indie YA fantasy authors. Let's do this again because I'm looking for indie authors, and these might be bigger authors. Let's just copy and paste that indie. All right, so Jenny Sandiford? I've never heard of her, so we're going to go check out her blog. So she has a blog, right? Now you can do this manually. You can find people you want to reach out to on the internet. Google it, find blogs. She looks legit. She looks like she updates regularly. She has an awesome blog. If I wanted to input some information in here, like let's say I read her blog and I know that Jenny Sandiford, has a cat, has 3 kids and lives in Oregon, I could write those facts into ChatGPT and say, can you write me a personalized email following this format, which I'm going to copy and paste, right? This is an email that I want to write to reach out to authors. And I could do this manually, which I have done in the past. I've always reached out to indie authors. I'm an audiobook narrator. That's my most recent business. And that this is how I would reach out to authors. I would find them on Amazon. If they didn't have an audiobook, I would then research their blog, find out information about them, and then write a very personalized email. With AI, that makes this such a huge shortcut for me, right? So I now found these authors. Did they make me a list? I don't know how big. They only gave me one author. I would probably be like, can you please expand and give me 9 more authors? Okay. Great. So now we have a list instead of just one author that it's generating right now. This looks like more than just an author. This is more than an author. But you know what? Maybe it's a collaborator that I want to work with. Now what I'm going to do is take this prompt, which is basically an email template that I've created based on how I usually reach out to authors. Yeah, this is just basic collaboration. So you can edit this prompt to your specifications, whatever you want it to say. So let's go back to Perplexity. And I'm going to copy and paste this, and it's going to tell Perplexity to write an email for each person on the list. And let's see how this turns out. Let's just see. I have not done this before. I prepared these prompts for you, and I've done it in a different capacity in the past, but it was before any of the language models had internet access that I used that specific prompt. Why not? Well, I guess Perplexity told me. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to tell Perplexity a thing or two. I'm definitely going to read these emails to ensure they're accurate and to edit them. Would knowing that make these emails more ethical? Let's see. There we go. Interesting. So, okay, that is very interesting. We're having a learning lesson here that I didn't even expect to be teaching you. So, I am totally about personalization and making, I'm not going to just generate these emails and then copy, paste without reviewing them. I want them to actually be from someone like me. And what I would do is, as I'm using this tool, I want the tool to get to know me. ChatGPT actually has this cool memory function where it updates according to my specifications. So as it gets to know me, it updates. And so I could really put a bio in ChatGPT and say, hi, I'm this old, I live here, I have a dog, I have a rescue dog, she's a pit bull, I have 2 cats, which I don't have 2 cats anymore, I do still have a rescue pit bull. You know, things like that are very personal. I'm an audiobook narrator and I love pizza. You know, just little things that you can connect to on a human basis that people might be blogging about. They might be like, hey, I ordered pizza because I was so exhausted from getting behind on my writing schedule. Hey, I love pizza too, and I really love your books. You know, you just connect on that level that shows, hey, I was reading your blog. I didn't just grab all of your information and, you know, not put any thought into it. So it was very interesting that I put in that prompt and then Perplexity is like, no, this is not ethical and I don't want to do this. So now I told Perplexity, you know, I'm going to read these emails. I'm going to make sure that they're accurate. And I'm going to edit them. And then they're like, okay, now that it seems more ethical, I can do this for you. And look at this. Look what came up. Challenges of balancing writing with family life. Wow, I can totally relate to that. And I might change that. I could change this if I wasn't an author, if I was reaching out to authors as like a marketing expert. I could say balancing work with family life. Who can't relate to that? Okay? I love how you create such intricate worlds and compelling characters in your books. That's kind of generic. I might want to verify this by looking at some reviews on Amazon of this author's books. I'm an author too. I think we could help each other out. Would you be interested in collaborating right now? Let's see what the next one was. An email to Rachel. I was obsessing over your blog and I couldn't help but notice your post about your love for nature walks and how they inspire your writing. Wow, I really love that too. Now, I would probably take that and change that too. I often find solace and inspiration in nature myself. I would write it to my own specifications, edit it a little bit, put my own personal flair on it. I dove into your blog after recently discovering your work, and I just love how you weave enchanting elements into your stories, making them feel magical and real at the same time. Your fans often mention how immersive your worlds are. So it's just adding that little personal touch, crafting a personalized email with AI, and that's pretty amazing. I mean, look at all of these. Okay. So this is, a template, but at the same time, it has that personal touch. Now, normally, I will tell you, before AI, writing 9 emails would take me 9 hours. I would spend a minimum of an hour perusing each author's social media and blog posts and crafting all this content. So this is just a huge game changer, a huge time saver. And as you can see, it's not perfect. You still have to do a little bit of work, but Perplexity is an awesome tool that you can use absolutely for free, and it has access to the internet. So that is our number 11 tool. Our number 11 tool is perplexity.ai as our first language learning model. And ChatGPT was originally going to be on this list, but I realized as I started creating this video that it doesn't have access to the internet if you have the free account, but I have the paid one, and that's why I would probably do the same exact thing. Just for, kicks and giggles, let's see how ChatGPT does the same thing we just did with Perplexity, because I do have a paid account. Let's see. Nice. I love Victoria Aveyard. I wouldn't really call her an indie. Oh, I didn't put indie author. Let's copy and paste that again. Those are big authors, like Marissa Meyer. I love her series. She's not small. And I probably would not be able to write to her and even get an answer, much less a read. So here are a few of them. These look like indie people. I have not heard of any of these. Great. So now I'm going to copy and paste this prompt about writing the emails and see how ChatGPT does. Boom. And interestingly enough, ChatGPT did not have a problem with the ethics of doing this. And I didn't have to explain myself. So that's interesting to note. Okay. Great. So let's see what we got. We got to Claire Olivia Golden. I was obsessing over your blog and couldn't help but notice your recent struggle with a flea infestation and your journey with long COVID. Wow, dealing with both at the same time sounds incredibly tough. I can totally relate to how challenging health issues can be. And you know what? I can. I was in the hospital for a month in 2020, not a month, for a week in 2022. And although it was not COVID, it was something else. I could make a little note here to say that, Fans rave about your ability to blend heartfelt moments with magical realism. Yeah, awesome. And this actually, I want to say ChatGPT is doing a way better job than Perplexity did with writing these emails, but we might need to do the research with Perplexity and then somehow... You could reword that, maybe with Perplexity, do the research, give me 5 personal facts about each of those people on your list. That's what I might do. and then come back into ChatGPT, insert those 5 facts about each author, and then copy and paste the template, which I will provide to you in the description below, and have ChatGPT write the emails because ChatGPT seems to be doing a lot better. So I couldn't help but notice your love for writing and the excitement about your latest short story in the Indie Bites anthology. Wow, participating in such creative projects must be exhilarating. I really love that. Yes, that's great. These are amazing. These are way better than Perplexity. They're both free tools, though, and if you want to pay $20 a month, ChatGPT can do both things for you, or you can do the research with Perplexity and then do the email writing with ChatGPT with the free account. So that is a great solution to that problem. Yes, I love Fourth Wing too. Great book. So that's even true. So, although this is a lie for me, I would not like attending a party. I'm kind of an introvert. So I would probably change that sentence. And here, as you can see, these are just really amazing. Couldn't help but notice your adorable chocolate lab featured in all your posts. Wow, pets bring such joy and comfort. I have a rescue pit bull myself, and I love her to pieces. I would change that sentence. So you can just write about yourself. You just write your personal flair, add it to these templates. I love this. I couldn't help but notice your recent blog post about helping YA readers build butt-kicking book blogs. Wow, your dedication to supporting fellow readers and bloggers is truly inspiring. I really love that too. Yes. And the last one, I couldn't help but notice your monthly book awards and the excitement they bring to the literary community. Wow, celebrating authors and their work in such a meaningful way is fantastic. I really love that too. Yeah. I really love that about what you do, or something like that. I just love how you combine thorough reviews with author interviews, providing deep insights into both the books and the minds behind them. And this is a little generic. I might get rid of that. But yeah, this is amazing. All right, so I think we have enough here for now. And we're moving on to another language model in our number 10 spot, and that is Claude. So I want to talk here a minute about public domain stories because I've been doing this project for a while. There's a website called Gutenberg.org, and you can find right here, it says they have a library of over 70,000 free ebooks. If you do a quick search for fairy tales, if I could spell fairy right, you'll find Grimm's fairy tales. You'll find Andersen's fairy tales. You'll find the Blue Fairy Book. English fairy tales. There's all kinds of fairy tales in here. Japanese fairy tales. And all of these stories are public domain. What does that mean? That means you can take these stories and basically repurpose them. You can actually take them word for word, copy and paste them, and put them on Amazon. Now, you're not going to make much money doing that because a lot of people have already done that, and publishers do that all the time. But with AI, you can rewrite these stories in a different way. So what I have been doing is I'm just going to use a popular one. Let's say The Adventures of Pinocchio. Pinocchio is a well-known story that I don't have to copy and paste. But if it were another story, I might go in here, copy and paste the story into ChatGPT or Claude. We're going to use Claude for this example because Claude is a little bit more creative than ChatGPT. So Claude is number 10 on our list. And I'm going to take this prompt and I'm going to change Snow White to Pinocchio. Okay, Pinocchio. Write a script for a YouTube video that's 15 minutes or less that retells the Pinocchio story with an AAB rhyming scheme. Use a fun tone and simple language for viewers 2 to 7. So I'm basically creating a script to read a story that's shorter than usual to a young audience. And young audiences love rhyming. I mean, I love rhyming. I don't think that goes away. I love rhyming. And it's fun, and it's totally legal to repurpose public domain works. And everyone knows Pinocchio. People might be searching for Pinocchio and want this story, and they might be interested in seeing it told in a different way. So let's see. Welcome, children. Gather round for a tale that's sure to astound, of a puppet who longed to be real, and the magic that made his dream congeal. Okay, I might change that. That's a little weird. And here's the point is this gives you a good starting point, but you might want to edit it a little bit. And the magic that made his dream reveal. I don't know. That doesn't work either, but I would work on this. Or I could also just say, can you rewrite the fourth line? Can you replace congeal? Let's see. You replace congeal in the fourth line with another rhyming word. And while it's doing that, in a workshop cozy and bright lived Geppetto, a woodcarver's delight. He crafted toys both night and day, bringing children so much joy and light. Oh, day, I see, I changed that myself. He crafted toys both day and night, bringing children so much joy and light. So that's not bad. One day he made a special boy, a wooden puppet, his pride and joy. He named him Pinocchio with glee, and wished he could be a real boy, you see. That night a fairy heard his plea and cast a spell for all to see. Pinocchio could walk and talk, but still was wooden when he'd walk. I might change that because we have walk and walk here. So as you can see, it's awesome, but it's not perfect. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But this is awesome. We have a retelling of a story we can use somewhere. I've been doing a YouTube channel where I'm retelling stories in a rhyming way that's fun for little kids. I told you about Gutenberg, and I also wanted to note if I were going to copy and paste a story, or if I had a longer story or a book that I wrote myself or a document, the cool thing about Claude is that it lets you use this attachment button to attach a document. Now, if you have the paid version of ChatGPT, it also allows you to do that, so I use it in ChatGPT all the time. And I actually like to use Claude, ChatGPT, and the next text bot tool I'm going to tell you about to all do this prompt, and then I'll merge them together. I'll put my favorite parts together. So that's how I like to edit things together. And then I really don't have to change all those little things that are weird, like, I don't really like that part. Or it shouldn't be too hard to figure out one other rhyming word, right? But it's fun to see what all of the different language models can come up with and put them all together. So I was talking about the attachment. Yeah. So with the paid version of ChatGPT, you can also use attachments, and you can connect to, I like to use it to connect to my Google Drive account because I use Google Documents. So I don't even have to have the attachments on my computer. I just connect it right to the document on Google Drive. For Claude, you need to have it on your computer. So if you use Google Drive, you'll have to download it to your computer and then upload it here, which is fine. You can do that. And as far as I know, Claude is the only model that lets you do attachments for free at this point. I think they all allow you to do attachments with paid accounts, but that's for free. Our next tool, number 9 on our list, is Gemini. And I'm going to use Gemini to continue this. Now, we could just do this in ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Claude, but I want to give you an example of all of these tools. So let's go to Gemini, and I'm going to copy that story here. Okay. And I'm going to copy and paste my prompt which is please write a detailed image prompt for each stanza or scene in the following poem. Create image prompts for each character in the story too. The images should be in a consistent animation style kids will enjoy. So we'll pop that in, and then I'll just say, here is the poem. Let's see what happens. I was actually really impressed with image prompts in Gemini for another story I did, The Princess's New Clothes. These are so detailed. And I think I asked it, I didn't know yet if Gemini was able to create images, and it wasn't. I was like, are you able to create images? And it said, I can't, but here, let me make my prompts more detailed. And I was like, okay. And it did an amazing job. So if what's coming up isn't what you want, you can always ask for it to expand. See, these are not very... Oh, these are still the characters. So we have Geppetto, the fairy, the fox, Pinocchio, the puppet master, and the whale. Scene prompts. And here are the image prompts. Here's the image, and here's the prompt. And I could just say, can you expand on those prompts to make them more detailed if they're not detailed enough? But these are good enough for now. I just want to note that these text tools that I just showed you, aka language models, are good for writing anything, songs, emails, marketing copy for your website, social media. You can even, as I just showed you, write poems and short stories. And you can also edit your text. If I were writing something, I could put it in there and say, please change A, B, and C. And if you have perplexity.ai, you can do research. And it's even good for getting unstuck. So let me show you ChatGPT really quickly. Let's say I'm stuck. Sometimes I'm writing a story and I get stuck on the tiniest, stupidest details, like naming a character. I know I want her name to start with an S. So let's give me 25 mermaid names for a young female character that start with the letter S. So as you can see, AI is just a perfect way for doing some brainstorming or getting yourself unstuck. I can just be like, ooh, Serena, Seraphine, Sienna. Why not? Sifina. Now I have a name and I can get back to writing. So I do often use these language models to get myself unstuck when I want something unique and I can't think of it and it's slowing me down. Now let's move on to our image generators. And number 8 on our list of awesome free AI tools is Artflow. And I like to use Artflow to create character images and videos. So if I scroll far enough back here to the very beginning of when I started using this tool, you will see this is Harry Spoon. He's a character in one of my books. This is Ray, another character in one of my books. And you can see I recognize these characters because I look at these images frequently. It helps me to describe them. I created them with a text prompt, avian warrior, handsome prince with white hair and wings. He has no wings in this image, but I can imagine that part. And this is his mother. I forget her name. But because I've taken a pause from the book. But the point is, look at these characters. And this is the main character's brother. So let's go to page 5 because that must be where my other characters are. So this is the main character. Her name is Lucy. What was the prompt here? Teal eyes, long, wavy orange hair, iridescent, scaly skin, and seashell accessories. It did not give me the seashell accessories, but I loved this. So she became my main character. And then as you can see, it gave some wonky, I think this was an attempt at seashell accessories, and I did not like, especially the way this one came out. Looks a little risque to me. But I was okay leaving that part out. So this is my main character, and this is her dad. And I actually made variants of her to make the image of her mother later on, much later on. See? This is her mother. I think I decided to use this image as her mom. Her name is Sansara. And it's just really cool to be able to create a character and then just check back very quickly and not have to read your text description. So that's a way I love to use Artflow AI. I also used it to create some environments. This is a magical sea garden that I reference often. I forget which one of these images I downloaded, but I think this one and at least one other I downloaded. Yeah. So creating a new image is pretty easy, and you get 100 credits for free every single month. And as you can see, I have so many credits, I can't even use them all. Every image only takes 1 credit. Let's check it out. Let's create a new image. Let's go to my image studio. Let's say I wanted a variant of this character. Let's pick one. Let's say I wanted to create a family member. All you do is go to Variant, right here, Make Variant, and you can input how big of a difference you want. I usually keep it on medium, and then you can change the text here. Let's just make her sister have blonde hair. I was trying to create a picture of a ladybug, and it was giving me a human that looked like ladybug-ish. So let's see how this works. And yeah, 1 credit to make a variant, and these are the styles I used. You can change the styles. There's a number of styles in here that you can use. I'll just keep it the same because I want it to look pretty similar. While that's generating, I just want to let you know that if you sign up using my affiliate link for Artflow below, you actually get 50 free credits. So that's 150 credits for free that you can get on your first month, and then every month after that you get 100 credits. So you can generate 150 images, actually times 4. Let me do the math here. 600 images for free if you use my affiliate link down below. So definitely take advantage of that if you're interested in trying out this tool. Let's see, I made a variant. Let's see what comes up. Well, it did not give her blonde hair. She actually looks exactly the same, which is different than usual. This is a way to create consistent characters, which might even be better. Let's say we want a large difference. Let's try that. So this is a way to create a consistent character, and I could go in and maybe change her environment. I haven't tried that yet with this because I haven't created characters in a minute. So it's just, you have so many credits to play around with that it's worth it to just give it a try. There we go. Now she has a sister. Looks just like her, only she has blonde hair. Amazing, right? So as you can see, using the large, medium, small variant bar can really dictate how these images turn out. So that's just one example of how to use the variant tool. You can also use it for scenes. So let's say, when's the last time I made a scene? That's a scene. One of these, I think this is the library in my novel. And if I want to make a variant of this, let's say stormy sky. variant difference. Let's say I want a large difference. Stormy skies. So it's like a sunny day in this image, and I want to change it to stormy skies. See what happens. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now that kind of looks like a different angle, like it's the back of the library. Might look, this one kind of looks most like that original image. But I did say a large difference, so that's probably why. But it kept the flowers, and it kept like all of the green stuff on top of the building. So not bad. So this is a really fun tool to play with. And really cool feature, you can create a video in here. Now that takes a significant amount more of, like, creating a video does take a whole lot more credits. I think it took like 100 credits for me to make like a 2-minute video. But you can very easily use up to 20 images to make a quick video. So let's just say I want to talk about this character. We'll use this image. Wow, there's a new feature. What works with talking head? Face animation. That's new. That was not here when I made the video. We'll have to experiment with that. We can choose from a variety of voiceovers. Some of them are premium, but a lot of them are free. So we'll just stick with Ada. And we can preview the voice.
I'm visiting the library today.
Now it says the animation will be rendered after the video is exported. So maybe... Oh, you can disable the animation, but it looks like we won't be able to preview this until we export it. So you know what? Let's export it and see. But first I want you to know we can add a scene. So let's pick our new library scene. And you can add effects, which is really cool. So we can zoom in to the library. And we can actually go back to our character and we can zoom out as she's talking. So that would look like zooming out and then zooming in. And we put a little dialogue here with the narration. And you can actually just make this narration and disable the animation. And we would have, a voiceover that's not affecting the face. So it says export and animate for only 4 credits. Is that true? 1 minute of ArtFlow story costs 50 credits. Interesting. I think the amount of credits you have to use changed because I remember it being a lot more. Only a couple weeks ago. So, all right, let's see. Let's export and animate this. Yeah, just made up a name. I'm really curious to see how this comes out. That only cost 4 credits to animate the character that I just created. I can't wait to see how this works. So while that's rendering, there's another feature that I'm not going to cover in this video, but I do possibly want to try it out in the future. Now, I did start it. I have a draft here, but it was not working the way I thought it would because I already had a story in mind that it was written. So it wasn't working for me. This is for really creating a story from scratch. So I always wanted to try this feature out again. So if you're interested in seeing me try out this feature in ArtFlow, so you don't have to waste your credits on it, and I'll use up my credits to show you how it works, let me know in the comments below, and I'll create a tutorial video just about this Story of Studio. So it's still, here we go, generating. Let's see how this works out.
I'm visiting the library today.
Wow, that is not bad. Do you see that? Lip syncing right here.
I'm visiting the library today.
I have seen some bad animations with text narration, and that one really is not that bad. I mean, it does something wonky with her eyes.
Visiting the library today.
but her lips actually look like she's saying that. That's pretty freaking cool. I'm impressed. I am impressed. Okay, so that's just a quick tutorial of how the video studio works. I used it to create an entire video for Cinderella.
In a faraway land, not so long ago, lived a young girl named Ella with dreams all aglow. Her stepmother wicked, her stepsisters mean, made poor Ella work in conditions obscene.
So if you want to see this whole video, I'll link to my other YouTube channel so you can see the other video that I created with ArtFlow. But I'm not going to play that whole video now. We are instead going to move on to our next tool for generating images, which is another favorite of mine, and that is CG Dream is our number 7 tool on this list. This is the main gallery. This is how other people are using the tool. And these are my images. So let me scroll back a little bit because the really cool thing, I'm going to scroll way back to show you all these images. I was doing nature rhymes and I had some pretty boring images. Like this was one of the images, ducks. It does a good job with realism, but it's kind of boring, right? I was doing nature rhymes for kids. And then I put a few filters on and I got this. And I'm like, that is so much more fun. I love the rainbow colors. So I used some filters. And if I click in here, it'll show you which filters I used. I used vibrant illustration, fluid illustration, and rainbow. And you can see that there's a bar here to do different degrees. So I did 90% for vibrant illustration, 50% for fluid illustration, and 60% for rainbow. And I used these same 3 filters. And as you can see here, there are a lot of filters to choose from. For all of my images to make them consistent. So you just add your prompt in here. This was the prompt I put in. Now, one thing I will say about this tool is you should only use one animal at a time. Otherwise, it starts to combine the animals or it doesn't show them at all. So it just showed ducks and it didn't show any frogs at all. But that's okay. And in other iterations, it was like I put spiders and ladybugs in one, and I'll show you that image. It made like some kind of hybrid spider ladybug, which was interesting, but not what I wanted. And as you can see, these images are very consistent. Here's a meadow. Here's a meadow with bunnies. Like the style is very consistent. Can we see here? Rolling hills with grazing sheep and a bright sunrise. That's what I put in and love it. I love what was coming out. So I just kept going with it. These are very consistent. They all have like a rainbow theme to them. And the illustrations are very consistent. They all have the same style because I'm using the same filters. I did a couple of these because I wasn't thrilled. Like this kind of looks like a huge alligator tail, so I regenerated that and I ended up using this image instead. This was one of my favorites. This star is a little wonky, but I just put that in Photoshop and fixed it real quick. This is a fun park, and I kind of like what's going on with the feathers here. This pigeon has rainbow feathers. And here's what I was telling you about with this prompt I put in. Creeping bugs, spinning spiders, and bright ladybugs. It kind of made like a hybrid spider ladybug, and that's not at all what I was going for. So I made 2 images. I did just ladybugs and just spider webs. And then I did ladybugs again because it was supposed to be on the grass. And here's another one. I think I put multiple. See, actually, this one didn't do so bad because it had frogs and dragonflies, which is awesome. It did that pretty well. A turtle and a marsh, some cranes. See, and here is another example of this lion. This is like a lion and a zebra. This is like a lion and a zebra, and this has multiple limbs, so it's kind of weird. Sometimes it gets a little wonky. And I think in this one I might have used, no, I didn't. There is another filter I was using sometimes called fur, which renders animals a little bit better. No, I still didn't use it in that one. But as you can see, there's a lion-elephant hybrid going on here. So, I mean, he could just be a furry elephant. The desert, very rainbowy. These lizards came out a little wonky, so I think I merged these two images together in Photoshop. And I mean, you don't have to have Photoshop skills. Like, this is perfectly usable, I'd say. Sunflower field, the orchard with a rainbow. I don't know what that was, but it was kind of cool. It was I think I was trying to make a garden and that came out. And this is one of my favorites. The prairie has rainbows. So as you can see, by using these 3 filters, I was able to generate multiple images that all had a consistent style. So you can definitely do this too. Play around with filters. I think I had a lot of fun with this mushroom filter I used. What was it called? Let me go way, way back. Okay, so here I was using fairy tales, mycelium fungus, mushrooms, and cartoon fantasy. And so I was using a lot of I was creating a bunch of background images for one of my stories, and they all came out pretty consistent with the exception of these dandelion ones, because I turned down the mushroom element way down. You can still see mushrooms here, and they made their way in, but then I turned it way down so there weren't too many mushrooms because I just wanted dandelions in here. But then we go back to mushrooms. There's mushrooms everywhere. What was my prompt? I think my prompt might have been like a garden or something for that one. So all of these images look pretty consistent no matter what my prompt was, with the exception of this little dude. This was a fun prompt. I think that was 3D cartoon animals, and I got rid of that because I already had my characters and I didn't want random cartoon characters coming up. But that's a fun character that I didn't even say anything about him. He just popped up. As you can see down here, I said Pixar animation, giant wildflowers, giant leaves, giant blades of grass, giant mushrooms, and all I really got was the mushrooms. So it can go a little wonky the more filters you add, but have fun with it. Yeah, so you get, with this tool, you get 1,200 images per month. You do have a daily limit of 40 images, and you can generate them either 1 at a time or 2 at a time for free. You cannot do 3 or 4 with the free account, but that's fine. I like to do less in the beginning, especially when I'm trying out new things because I don't want to waste my credits. So you get 40 images a day, which is plenty of images in my opinion. The only thing I don't like about this is that you cannot see how many credits you have left. So you kind of have to be mindful if you're working on a project. You kind of have to be mindful of how many images you're generating because it just cuts you off very suddenly and says, okay, you have to wait 24 hours now or you have to wait until tomorrow for your credits to reset. But you do get 40 images a day or 1,200 images a month if you use those 40 per day. There's no rollover or anything like that. But I think the paid account is $10 a month. I thought it was cheaper than that. But for $10 a month, you get a massive amount of images and no daily limit. So that's cool. I mean, you can use the free tool to your heart's content, but I do have an affiliate link down below. I don't think you get anything special for using it, but you help me out a little bit if you do eventually start paying. But if you don't, hey, I'm just glad I was able to help you get the free tool. So let's move on to our next. All right, we've already seen 5 amazing AI tools that are completely free, but trust me, we are just getting started. So if you think these are impressive, wait until you see the 3 tools that I've got saved for the end. They are total game changers, and you won't believe that they're free. So stick with me because you won't want to miss out on what's coming up next. But first, we have 2 more image generation tools that I really want to share with you. The first one is Leonardo. Now, you may have heard of Leonardo.ai, pretty popular tool. And I have been playing with it quite a bit. There are some really fun features in here. And with Leonardo, you get 150 credits daily. And you have to kind of do some math because different things cost different amounts of credits. But with this newest model, it'll cost you 16 credits for 4 images. And you can change this. It'll automatically enhance your prompt. If you write a simple prompt like crayon, it'll add to that. If you do 1 to 10 words or something like that, if it's a short prompt, they'll add some more detail. And you can put it on auto, so it'll decide if your prompt is detailed or not, or you can turn it on or turn it off. So that's pretty cool. I've been leaving it on auto, and I've been pretty happy with my results. Then you have all of these. You can use the preset styles. Dynamic is what I've been experimenting with most recently. I have played with bokeh and minimalist. I think here, I'll show you my images here. Go away. This was minimalist, so you can see the background is very simple on these robot images. And bokeh is way down here. I was playing with bokeh. Actually, that one didn't have a lot, but this one did. My little tuxedo lion with the bokeh in the background. Yeah, I used bokeh here too. No, I used environment here, not bokeh. That's why there's no bokeh. So yeah, and I think I used macro for this. This was amazing. These are amazing images. It looks like I shot this with a camera. Look at these. So many awesome images. And so like see, this is my favorite feature. I took this image and I gave it motion. I wanted to experiment because it takes a lot of credits to do motion. Let me show you. I was in image generation, but if you go over here to motion, you can select one of your recent images, and let's just do another one so I can show you how this works. I really love this fairy image. Wait, you know what? Let's do this one because she looks like she's more flying there. I wonder if it'll do that. The one thing I don't like about this tool is it decides how to apply the motion. You can't decide. So it kind of just did a 360 rotation on this image and showed more of the shop. But you can't really give it any kind of a prompt. You just have to go with the flow. And so it costs, you can change the motion strength. That's it. I'm going to leave it in the middle because that worked great. But it does cost 25 credits. So that means you can only apply this to 6 images a day, and that's not generating any new images. But I think it's worth it, especially if you are, it's making these generations here. It's generating here. I think it's worth it, especially if you're doing videos. It's amazing. I think the quality is stunning, and I love it. So I think it's worth the credits. Let's see what it does. I'm hoping it'll make her fly, but it may not. It may do something else. It may just rotate around like it did with the other image, the other video I did. Here's the other video I did. As you can see, it's just kind of rotating around her, and it made her blink and move her hand a little. Her earrings are moving like it's windy. So, but the quality is amazing. I've seen some video stuff that, the characters just start to melt and it doesn't look realistic. But this looks like it was just designed this way, not an image to motion. So I'm loving it. Let's see, did it finish yet? It finished! Oh, that's weird. So it's making her walk. And I don't really love the way her legs are kind of like melting. I wonder if I could zoom into this image. But I do love the glimmering. Ooh, her face is kind of weird there too. Yeah, see, like I said, sometimes image to video generation kind of melts the people. So was that worth my 25 credits? I don't know. It's kind of wonky. I probably wouldn't use this video. Let's try another one because I have some credits to spare. Let's go back to motion and let's select a closer up image. Maybe it does weird stuff with the full body because it was making her walk, but maybe this image was a better choice because it's not showing her legs and her hands, which AI does tend to have a problem with. So let's see how this one works. Maybe it'll work a little better. I'm excited. I was just really impressed with that last one, so that's why I wanted to show you this. That's why I wanted to show you this feature, because this one is perfect. There's nothing weird about this. I watched it like a dozen times just to see if there was anything weird or wonky, and there was nothing. So I'm hoping that this other fairy one will come out a little better. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Not bad. It's very subtle, but I feel like subtle is sometimes better with these images. So if I really wanted that other image to be animated, the one that got a little wonky last time, I would probably turn that bar down so that the movement was more subtle. So in this, you can see she's fluttering her wings ever so slightly, and the fireflies in the background are flying around. That's pretty cool. Or you could take that, that could be like magic, I guess, sparkling around her, however you want to interpret that. I did put fireflies in the prompt, so that's what it's supposed to be. But that came out pretty good. I love it. And how long is it? Like 4 seconds? Not bad. Not bad. So one other thing about Leonardo that I really love that I haven't seen on any other platform yet, because I've used a lot of image generation platforms, and that is to organize your images. So if I were working on a specific project and I keep going back and forth, like for instance, on Artflow, I've gone back and created characters for my book with huge gaps in between, and there's other images I generated there. So to see all of my characters in one folder would be so helpful. And that's exactly what you can do with Organize. So you can create a new collection, and I could just say characters, because that's different from scenes. So now this robot is showing up in characters. And then I guess I haven't really done many scenes in this tool, but if I had like a landscape or other kinds of art or a specific project that I was working on, like for a book or a video that was specific, I would probably create a folder for that. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool feature that this has. Yeah, 150 credits per day. They refresh every day. It costs 25 credits to do those turn your images to videos, and it costs anywhere from 8 to 16 credits depending on what models you're using to generate your images. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And it tells you right here, it says manage. If you look that last thing right before the FAQ, it says your fast tokens reset in 2 hours. So in 2 hours, I will have 150 credits again. So the one thing is no rollovers. A lot of these free plans, you don't get any rollover credits. So if I were working on a project, I might want to generate real fast in the next 2 hours to take advantage of using up those credits. And in 2 hours, I'll have 150 again. So yeah, that is Leonardo AI. And we have one more image generating tool. But first I want to show you what you can do in a lot of these. So here we are on the homepage. And you can see what other people are generating. Look at this adorable kitten. Let's take this for example. The cool thing is a lot of these platforms let you copy whatever prompt people have used. So find an image you like, copy it, and then we're going to take that to our number 5 tool on this list, which is Playground AI. That is another image generation tool. So I'm taking this cute kitten prompt that I'm borrowing from Leonardo, and I'm going to plug it into Playground and see how it comes out. And look at this. Oh, I love this. Look at this giraffe. I can copy this prompt and put it into Leonardo. So let's do that. First, we're going to go... I'm going to duplicate this. There we go. Let's go to My Images. My Creations. And I've only played with Playground a little bit, as you can see. I was doing some Van Gogh styled starfish. And I just want to note that if an artist has their work in the public domain and they are no longer living, it is completely moral to use their style in your prompts. But if there is an artist who is still living and still trying to make money from their art, it's generally frowned upon to try and steal their style and put it into your prompt. So that's just a quick note about choosing your style and putting it into your prompt. So let's create. Hit the create button. There are also filters in this app. Not as many as CG Dream, but quite a few. I'm just going to leave it on none. I haven't really played a lot with the filters in this tool yet. But here's the prompt that I borrowed from aspect ratio 9:16. I think you have to select that here. You can select your aspect ratio. But so I'm going to just get rid of that. And I'm going to see what kind of cat this comes up with. So I took that prompt from Leonardo AI and I'm popping it into Playground just for an example. And look how cute that is. Here's our prompt. That's really kind of really similar, only a different style of cartoon, I guess. So I took this prompt from Leonardo and I popped it into Playground just as an example. I don't typically do this, but it's fun. And you can do it within the same program if you want. If I were in Leonardo and I wanted to recreate this and maybe just change it, let's say I wanted a Siamese cat or a calico cat instead, I could totally do that. So let's do that. We already have that copied and I have some more credits. So let's go to image generation in Leonardo. And I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to change it to, instead of yellow fluffy cat, I'm going to write calico cat. And I'll leave that there, because that was from this program. Let's see what happens. And you know what? That's interesting. It came out with a totally different style, but I like it. Oh, look at this. That's so cute. So now I want to, I told you in Playground, I really loved this giraffe. Look at that. So you can copy the prompt in Playground as well. A lot of these generation tools, if you go to the main page and look through the art that people are creating, there's usually a button there to copy the prompt. You can copy the settings right within Playground. And try it again. I'm going to create it in both. I'm going to throw it in Leonardo too while that's generating. I'm going to delete this because this is just extra. That's interesting. I've never seen emojis in a prompt before. So let's see. I have this set. Do I have this set to one image? Yeah, I have this set to generate one image. You can do 2 or 4 in Playground with the free account. And while that's generating, let me just tell you a little bit. It makes it very easy in Playground. There's no credits, no figuring out how many credits. That's interesting. That looks nothing like the other image. But, I mean, it's a very basic prompt. It doesn't have a lot of detail. But yeah, there's some giraffes. Look at that. Let's see. So I was saying, in Playground, it makes it very easy. You get 50 images a day, and here's my ticker. It tells me how many images I've created. There's no credits, no figuring anything out. Just 50 images a day. Easy peasy. And that's interesting. So I reused that prompt, and I got like a whole flock of giraffes. So that looks nothing like the image there. But, you know, if I really liked that image, let's go back there. Here's the giraffe. If I really liked this giraffe, I could plug this here. Here's a fun thing. I'm going to download this. I'm going to open up Claude. I'm going to add content. Go to my downloads. Open up that image. And I'm going to say, can you write me a detailed description of this image? And then we're going to take that Wow, that is a really detailed description. I'm going to say, there we go. We're going to copy that. Let's do this in Playground. Actually, use settings. We're going to use the same settings that this person used, and then we're going to paste it in here. Let's see what comes up. And you can even just describe this yourself. You don't have to use AI, but AI, why not use AI? That's a little weird. That's definitely weird. But it's a bit more expressive, more artistic, I would say, than the last giraffe image we got, right? Where's my creations? There we go. Like, this is what we got with just giraffe series, high detail. And then this is what we got with this. And I could regenerate this if I want to. So it doesn't completely look like the giraffe that was on the main page. But it's fun to see what you can do with that, right? I think it's fun. This is a fun image. This is a fun image. So many fun things. And you can just explore what other people are doing. Read their prompts to learn. And you can also use negative prompts. I haven't showed you that in any of the previous text generation tools that we've covered, but most of them do have a negative prompt area. So that would be here, exclude from image. Sometimes it says negative prompt, and then you can just add your own. I mean, it added its own thing, but you can change it. So let's say I didn't want a flower, even though we asked for a flower, I'm pretty sure. I could put flower, or I could put stars, or I could put blue if I don't like blue. Anything that you don't want in your image, you put in here. So that is Playground AI. Now we're going to move into some sound tools. Number 4 on our list is 11 Labs. 11 Labs is one of the most impressive tools I have used. Okay, so here we are. We're in 11 Labs. I do have a pro account, so I am paying for this account. And you can see what my last project was left in here. Whatever you pop into this generation box will stay there until you log in again. So that's kind of cool. Or until you delete it. And it shows you right here, even with your free account, how many characters you have remaining. I think it's 10,000 characters that you get for free in the free account. Subscription. So my current plan is a creator, and so I get, I think, 100,000. This was what was left of my free account. There's another account that is in between my plan, and oh, here we go. So I have the creator account here, but the free forever plan gives you 10,000 characters per month, and that's about 10 minutes of audio. You can generate speech in 29 languages. You can translate content with dubbing. You can create custom synthetic voices, which I don't remember seeing that before. I haven't tried that. And you can generate sound effects, which is pretty cool. Then the next thing up is really not that expensive, and it's about 30 minutes of audio, and you can clone your voice by uploading a sample of 1 minute of audio, which I'm going to actually do very soon. I have this account here. So I have about 2 hours of audio, and I can do voice cloning as well. And I did want to experiment with this before possibly downgrading, because I don't think I quite need this many characters a month. I was working on a kids channel where I was doing stories, and I still am working on that channel, but I don't think I need 2 hours. I think 30 minutes of audio is plenty for me, so I might be downgrading. But I did want to try this voice cloning, and I am going to make a tutorial video showcasing that coming up soon. So once that video is out, I will link to it in the description. If there's no link in the description, I haven't done it yet, but I will be doing it soon. And if I haven't, feel free to nag me in the comments, because that might, inspire me to get moving. And I saw another YouTuber experiment with this, and he uploaded his YouTube narration. And what was interesting about that is that because he doesn't have a script, he's talking like I'm talking to you, off the cuff, just like conversationally. There's lots of ums in his speech and likes and, you-knows, like how I'm talking to you right now. And what's interesting is even though he put text in the generator that didn't include those filler words, it still threw them in there because that's how he speaks. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So, and there are some settings you can play around with, but what I realized is I actually have narration from me reading, so I don't have any filler speech in my sample audio. And so it should be pretty easy for me to upload a sample and see just how good this tool is, and I'm going to do that. But anyway, back to the main point, which is this tool is the best text-to-voice tool I have heard. And I'm very critical because, as I said, I am an audiobook narrator, so I can really hear the difference. I'm watching YouTube, a video comes on, and if it sounds like AI, I turn it off. If it sounds robotic, if the words are coming out weird, there are just weird things that happen with AI that I can just tell the difference. I can barely, and I mean barely, tell the difference with this tool. I'm going to show you an example. Let's see. Let's go back to Gemini where we generated that story. No, that wasn't Gemini, that was Claude, right? Pinocchio is what we generated. Let's just see. We don't have to do the whole thing. We can just do a little snippet so you can hear what it sounds like. Joanne is my latest fave. I also like Belle. You can search for them by name. Belle, Joanne. There's also tags. So I really go for the narrators who have narrative story in there. And I tried her because she was characters and animation, which is a little bit more expressive in storytelling. So narrative and story and characters and animation is good for my particular projects. If you are looking for, you can look up like a reporter if you want a newscast style narration, which is very different sounding. You can also look up certain expressions like calm or deep or relaxed, all those adjectives. And you can also search by accent. So we have American accent and British accent, and there's even foreign accents, which is pretty cool. I think that's awesome. As an audiobook narrator who has to work very hard at learning accents that sound genuine, to have access to a tool that has a native sound, a native accent, like someone speaking English in a Russian accent or a German accent, I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. And so anyway, without further ado, let's hear this. And here's a little tip. So this is a stanza, right? We want to put an ellipsis there so there's a pause. Otherwise, sometimes they go right into the next sentence really fast. And this will just take a couple seconds.
Welcome, children. Gather round for a tale that's sure to astound of a puppet who longed to be real, and the magic that made his dream congeal. In a workshop cozy and bright, lived Geppetto, a woodcarver's delight. He crafted toys both day and night, bringing children so much joy and light.
So honestly, the only problem I have with This is how Astound jumped right into of. And I think the problem with that is when I usually do this with ChatGPT and or Claude, I usually edit it and I make sure there's a lot of punctuation. So here I might put a period or a comma, and you can see there is no punctuation here. So she did a pretty good job considering there's barely any punctuation and there should be periods at the ends of sentences or commas at least for a little pause. And I bet you if we regenerate this, it'll sound better.
Welcome, children. Gather round for a tale that's sure to astound. Of a puppet who longed to be real, and the magic that made his dream congeal. In a workshop cozy and bright, lived Geppetto, a woodcarver's delight. He crafted toys both day and night, bringing children so much joy and light.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, right? I'm impressed. I don't know about you, but I am impressed. And that is why I ended up springing for this tool. Like, you can do this for free and you can get 10 minutes of audio for absolutely free, and that is probably enough for most of you. And honestly, it's almost enough for me. But I mean, it's worth it. It's so cheap for what you're getting, and that is probably the most expressive AI narration that there is available right now. And that's coming from someone super critical. And so you just download your audio right here. You can also change your narrator if you're not happy with that one. You can go to the Voices library and do all of the searching. So voice type, like I said, any, professional, instant, recently used. You can sort by recently used, which you can see my two faves are right here. And you can also go by tags. So if I want to see more characters and animation or more narrative and story, you just click on that tag. Do you click on that tag? That's what I thought. That's how I found it last time. Oh, I'm in my voices. You go to library. I knew you could click on tags. You go to the library. You go to voices here, and then you have to make sure to click on this library, and then narrative and story. Here are all these narrators that have that tag. And characters and animation. What, really? Oh, because I have both clicked. So characters and animation. All these narrators. Whoa, there's a lot of them. And then you can also filter by gender. So if I just wanted a female character, I can click female. I can go to these. I haven't changed these. I've just left that alone. Age. That's definitely useful. Language, definitely useful. This is how you can find accents too. Let's see. I don't know if these are just languages. Let's hear.
रानी मेरी चाहती थी रानी मेरी चाहती थी
That is not an
पूरे
accent.
इंग्लैंड
I have heard accents though. That is just a straight up language. So you can do it in all these languages. So let's put it in English. I wonder if I search German. Yep, middle-aged female with a German accent.
Be here now, be someplace else later. Is that not so complicated?
Isn't that awesome? Okay, so you can see that there's a million, maybe not quite a million, but there are hundreds, if not thousands of
The heart has its reasons which reason knows not of.
voices.
Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit.
What is villainy, really? Is it villainy to take what you want? If so, then yes. I am a villainess, and I wear that title.
Hey, I'm Aracida. I might be a little ditzy, but I'm a lot of fun, and I don't bite my tongue for nobody. If you don't like it, that ain't my problem. Search Aracida in the voice library for my other voices.
Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence.
And what's interesting to note is these check marks show professional voice clones. So these are professional people that have uploaded their voices to be used here. And then this little test tube here is voice design. So I think that's a generated voice, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a real person. So depending on what you're looking for, you could want one or the other. Oh, here's accent. I didn't even notice. Look, accent right here. New York. I'll tell you if this is real. Oh, they don't have a female with a New York accent? I gotta fill that gap. I'm from New York. I don't know if you can hear it, but when I really do it, like strongly, you can tell. Because I drink my coffee. I like to go all out all the time. Anyway, but yeah, we need a female characters and animation voice that has a New York accent. Really? There's no New York accent at all on here? Okay, what about male? There's no New York accent. All right. What about Boston? They got a Boston accent? What about New Zealand? Oh my God, they have so many New Zealand accents, but not a New York accent? Like, I don't understand that at all. All right. I think I need to... Australian? Oh yeah, I love an Australian accent. Can't do it. I can do a lot of accents. I'm actually quite good at a British accent, a proper British accent. I can't do like a Cockney accent. I can do a proper British accent, but Australian really eludes me. I can't do it at all. But they don't have a New York accent. I'm gonna have to do it. Anyway, point is, this is an amazing resource and it's totally for free. You get 10 minutes of audio every single month. Isn't that awesome? That's awesome. There are some advanced tools here that you might want to check out. This is also the most advanced model, so you can use these older models if you want to. But I mean, why not use the best, newest? This one actually might be newer because it says 2.5, but I've been using what's, selected by default. This is what is selected. I haven't changed it, but you can experiment with these other models if you so desire. All right, so stability and similarity. I honestly have not changed these. They are perfectly fine the way they are. This is on by default. All of these are default settings, but it does give you more variety to try out. And I may try these out more when I'm cloning my own voice because I think stability has to do with how accurate it is. So in the case of that YouTuber who uploaded his ums and likes and you knows, if he had moved this to more stable, it would probably stick more to the text here instead of adding in those ums and likes. I think lowering the stability would make it more chaotic. And I'm not sure at all what similarity does, but it gives you an option. That is all. I will probably go into more depth with these settings when I make the video cloning my voice because I'll want to know. You do have this history tab here. So every single thing that you do, even if I go into my text-to-speech here, delete this, it's still here. And it's here twice because I ran it twice with the ellipsis.
Welcome, children.
Oh,
Gather round for a tale that's sure to
So I guess you don't get the text back, but you can download it again.
Children.
You haven't lost it. So this one is probably the one I didn't like, where it had it didn't have any punctuation right here, and in here, you can see the text when you hover it over it. But if it's a long project, you probably can't see all the text. But here I added a period after astound right here. So yeah, your entire history is in this tab. So anything that you generate, you can come back in here and download it. Let's say you download it and it corrupts or you lose the file or whatever happens, you always have your history tab here to what you've generated, which is pretty cool. But like I said, free for 10,000 characters. So definitely give it a go. You get all these voices to choose from and just stick with the simple thing. You don't even have to go advanced. It works pretty good all on its own. So that is 11 labs. Now, our next sound tool, number 3 on our list, is called Suno. And it has totally, I know I say mind-blowing a lot. I know I say this is going to blow your mind, but this literally has blown my mind. Let me give you a little story here. Because the other day, I was not feeling so hot. I was in a bad mood. I woke up, things weren't going my way, and I was like, life just sucks and I don't want to deal with it. But I know that waking up in that mindset, it can sometimes amplify. It's a snowball effect. You wake up in a bad mood and things just get worse and worse and worse and worse. Am I right? Do you know what I'm talking about? So I was like, I need to snap out of this. I need a song, some music that I can play on repeat that's going to really lift my spirits and make me feel better. And there are so many more songs out there that are about heartbreak or pain or sorrow than there are about happiness and joy. So I was like, I need to have a new song. I need to create a song that is going to uplift me. So I went in to ChatGPT, and I will show you the conversation because it was recently. Here it is. Positive rap lyrics. What did I say? I said, can you write me song lyrics for a rap song that have beat a different drum as part of the chorus? Please make the subject of the song positive about finding joy and happiness and vibing high. And it did it in like 2 seconds. It had this whole thing here. And usually I'm picky and I want to change things. I'm not lying when I say that it was perfect the way it was. And I didn't want to change a thing. I just loved it. So then I went over to suno.com, suno.com. I went to the Create tab and I wrote in here I hit custom. So you can literally just put an idea. I could say positive vibes, pop, and a song will come up, right? But I had specific lyrics I wanted to use, so that is where this custom tab comes in. You click the custom tab, and then you can add lyrics into the lyric box, and then you add the style of music that you want. So I added those lyrics from ChatGPT into this box right here, and then you can actually generate random lyrics if you want to and edit them, but I had the lyrics I wanted. And you don't need lyrics, by the way. You can just hit instrumental and get it without lyrics if you want like background music for your YouTube video. But I put the lyrics in here, and then I wrote rap in here. I think I wrote rap and hip hop, and this is what I got. And it generates 2 songs at once, so you can pick your favorite.
Sunshine and bright, got a feeling deep inside, everything's alright. Got my crew, got my dreams, and the world's in my hand. We're gonna make it happen, take a stand, understand. Life's a journey, every step's a beat.
I mean, that's not bad. It's pretty catchy. I like it. Here's all the lyrics that I put in.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Living life one beat at a time.
And then I liked this. This is my favorite, but I really wanted a female singing. So then I generated this, and this. I don't remember which one was my favorite, but let's see.
Wake up in the morning, sunshine and bright. Got a feeling deep inside, everything's alright. Got my crew, got my dreams, and the world's in my hands. We're gonna make it happen. Take a stand, understand. Life's a journey, every step's a beat.
I mean, it's really not bad. Let's hear this one. I think, actually, no, this is my favorite female vocals.
Woke up in the morning, sunshine and bright. Got a feeling deep inside, everything's alright. Got my crew, got my dreams, and the world's in my hand. We're gonna make it happen, take a stand, understand. Life's a journey, every step's a beat. Got the rhythm in my heart, can't stay in my seat. Smiling faces, good vibes all around. We're spreading joy and happiness, lifting off the ground. Feel the rhythm.
I mean, I'm impressed. I don't know if you're impressed, but I'm impressed. And so it took me 10 credits. You can see my credits here, 515 credits to get these 2 songs. And I liked this one a lot. And then I did it again. I left all of the lyrics in here, and then I just added female vocals. I might have taken out hip hop. It says rap, female vocals. And that's what it gave me, and it used my same lyrics. So you can remix this as much as you want. And so with a free account, you get 50 daily credits, which is good for 10 songs. And as you can see, they do roll over. You do get more. If you log in, you get those daily credits. So I have over 500 credits right now, which is, over 50 songs, 51 songs? Not bad. So I could really make like a few albums right now in the next few hours if I wanted to. Let's see. Subscribe, just so you know. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. For $10 a month, you can get 500 songs, 2,500 credits. So Not bad. Not bad at all. So, and I've done other things too. Let's see. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of bedtime stories. So these are all like fairy tale instrumental songs. And the cool thing, I haven't used this feature yet, but if you want it longer, you can extend it. I'm not sure how many credits it takes. Maybe it takes 10. I'm not sure because I haven't done that. I haven't had a need to because as you can see, some of these are 4 minutes long. Like there's no reason for me to make this any longer. But then sometimes you get shorter ones, like this is under a minute. This is a minute long. So, and let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, most of these are instrumentals for like fairy tales. Let's hear what this one sounds like. I don't remember which one I really liked. I mean, for background music for a fairy tale, this is perfect. It's slow, nice beginning melody. It's also really long for a long story. Yeah. So you can literally make a song with any idea that you have in a few seconds with this tool. It's mind-blowing. So actually, I do have something in the works that I haven't finished yet. So let me go into my Google Docs. Let's find a new page. My Google Docs. So, here's another song that I had made. I was so happy with this. So I made like a music video for kids. And why can't I go to my library maybe? Yeah. How do I get to the next page? Here we go. Now, I don't remember which one was my favorite. Oh, it was over here. Colors of the Rainbow. I think it was this one. So this is a song that I had the lyrics created in ChatGPT, and then I added them, and then I wrote catchy kid song, upbeat, pop, hip hop, and this is what it came up with.
In the sky so high.
Nope, that is not the one I like. This one.
In the sky, so high and bright, a rainbow shines, a lovely sight. Colors stretching end to end. Let's explore each one, my friend. Colors of the rainbow shining bright, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet light. Colors of the rainbow side by side, a magical arc so wondrous. Why?
I was dancing to this song for days, mostly because I was making a music video. And it was stuck in my head because I listened to it over and over and over again. And I mean, it happened in seconds. I mean, it took me forever to make the video, but all of the images and the song being generated, that happened in seconds with AI. So I'm going to do another one that I've been working on. I edited this that I got from AI. It is an alphabet song for teaching kids the ABCs. And so I'm going to copy this from my Google Doc. Make sure there's no other random stuff here. Go back into Suno. Go to Create. I want lyrics. So we're on Custom. I'm going to add that there. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say catchy kids song. Pop. Hip hop. Because that's what I like. Let's see what happens. It's going to start generating like, I don't know how to get rid of this window. That's my problem right now. How do I get rid of you? Okay. Oh, you can enter a title here. Let's see. What's in my chorus? ABC, sing along with me. Sounds like a good title. You don't have to put a title in. I just did. It'll be easier to find later in my library, so that's why I do it, but you can feel free to skip that if you don't have a title for it. All right, let's see what we got.
A is for apple, red and round. B B is for ball that bounces on the ground. C is for cat with fur so white. D is for donut, a yummy bite. ABC, sing along with me. Learning letters.
Honestly, for 2 seconds, that is not bad.
Sing aloud, make yourself super proud. E is for elephant with the
All right, let's see what this other song is. Ooh, I think I like this one better.
A is for apple, red and round. B is for ball that bounces on the ground. C is for cat with fur so white. D is for donut, a yummy bite. ABC, sing along with me. Learning letters is fun, you see. Sing aloud, make yourself super proud. E is for elephant.
That's good. I like this one. I'm downloading it. I am downloading this one right now. So you click on these 3 dots here if you're listening to it here. Download audio. I have not seen what video does, but actually, you know what? I can't download yet because it's still generating. Like, we're only halfway through the song and it's still generating. So I have to wait on that. But that is my choice for that one. And honestly, the only time that I ever remixed a song, like used additional credits to see what else it would generate, was when I wanted female vocals on this Beat a Different Drum song, because both of these were male vocals and I decided I wanted to see what female vocals sounded like. And every other time, it gives you 2 songs and I've always had a favorite and just gone with it. So it's a really awesome tool. Yeah, really awesome. Like, you're going on a road trip and you want to make a playlist of original songs that have to do with you and your bestie, you can come in here and make 10 songs in like 10 minutes. I think I'm actually going to do that in another video. So, as you can see, mind blown. If you could see me right now, my hands are showing that my mind is blowing up. Okay, now on to number 2. We are moving into video AI generators. So this is super exciting. But before I move on to the video tools, I want to share something I think that you'll absolutely love. I am cooking up a free 7-day AI creativity challenge. And I'm doing that right now as we speak. So we're talking AI art, writing, music, and more. Plus, you'll get exclusive cheat sheets and tools to skyrocket your creative game. And if you don't want to miss out on this, you need to sign up right now using the link in the description below. That'll get you onto the wait list, and you will be the first to know when we launch. So, don't hesitate if that interests you at all. Go down there, click on the link, and join the wait list, and as soon as I have that ready, you will be the first to know. Okay. Now, on to my favorite free AI tools for generating video. So, number 2 on our list is Pixverse. So, we're at app.pixverse.ai/home, and I'm logged in. I have 60 credits to spend, and I am on the basic free tool. And so I get daily credits, 50 credits a day. Now, it's interesting to note that these don't just generate daily. If you have your 50 credits already topped up, even if you're logged in, you're not going to get extra credits like you do on some of these other apps. Like Artflow sometimes gives me more credits. What was the other tool? Suno. I have 515 credits over there. This is not going to add your credits unless you use it every day. But if I use all of these credits right now, tomorrow I will have 50 more. So, I just want you to see the plans here for either $5 a month monthly or $4 a month billed yearly. You can get 1,000 credits per month in addition to your daily 50 credits. And it takes the watermarks off of your video and you can purchase more credits. You cannot purchase more credits on the free plan. But you know what? This is good enough for me right now. But honestly, this is nothing. Like, if I needed more video, I would not hesitate to pay this for a month or so just to see. I mean, what's $5 to have all of this? Just to keep it simple, you can generate up to 5 videos per day if you use the minimum amount of credits. But it depends on what version you use, because there is a new version too that costs 15 credits. So I think with version 1, it's 10 credits for 4 seconds. And with version 2, it's 15 credits for 5 seconds. And you can also go as long as 8 seconds, but those videos are going to cost you 30 credits. So you only get like 2 with the amount of credits I have right now. So, okay. So let me show you what I've done so far, which honestly is not much. And sometimes this tool is finicky. It does weird things. So you're going to have to experiment, because I will show you an example with this ladybug on how I messed up. So with this one, she looks like she's melting, right? Like, that's not amazing. Like, no one wants to look at this. It looks like unless she was morphing into the air, you know? If that's part of your story, great. But most of us don't want our characters to just morph into a melty, weird blob and disappear. What I wanted to do was these bugs in the background, I wanted them running away. And I made the mistake of doing multiple motions. So I set vertical to 0.05, and I also had a prompt and used the magic brush. So I used the magic brush to select all of these bugs, and I had them go in that direction. And then I used their camera motion tool to give it vertical motion. And that is why this got all messed up, because I used 2 different kinds of motions. When I did it again, I used the magic brush. I said bugs run away. And I did not do any of these camera motions. And what's interesting to note is it already sees the expression on her face, and it makes it more. So I was very impressed with this, because I did not input that at all. It kind of inferred that. But you can see the bugs are running away. There's none of that vertical motion that you saw in the other video. And she's actually like pouting. And I was like, that is so cool. Like, I didn't tell it to do that, but it did. It did that all on its own. So I was pretty impressed with that. Now, so this was an image to motion video that I created. So you can do image to video, and you can do text to video. And I have not actually done text to video, if I'm honest. I've only done image to video and character to video. And the character to video has been also hit or miss, but mostly hit, I want to say. This one was weird. Like, I loved this one so much. I really wanted to get my character. If she had brown hair, I would have used this. This was Cinderella, a Cinderella story I was trying to create. And I could not get them to just change it subtly. It just changed it a lot when I did the next video. I loved this panning, this, slow pan or slow rotate, whatever you want to call it, motion that it created with my character. And how the character motion works is you go to character and you upload an image of your character. And this is Cinderella 2. This is what I used for the video I just showed you. And then you go character to video, and that is how I created all of these images. So now I don't know why it changed her hair blonde here, but I think I ended up changing it in the prompt. No, I didn't. Somehow, I guess it just knew. So you can see my prompt here. It is the same. Oh, maybe I created a negative prompt. Smile. I didn't want her smiling either. Yeah, the negative prompt was smiling. I didn't want her smiling. But as you can see in this video, it's really wonky. Like, she's cleaning the floor, but she just kind of melts. And it's weird. So I did end up just taking a screenshot of her, because at the time of creating this video, it was the only way I knew how to create a consistent character, which is really cool. Not a lot of, as far as I know, not a lot of video tools will do that. So you can see between videos, she's pretty consistent. She looks very similar. She looked dressed a little too modern in this one, but I loved this video. It's perfect. But she doesn't really look like Cinderella there. She looks more like, I don't know, a college student or something. Someone more modern. Definitely awesome. This is an awesome video. I don't really love her expression right there, but I still had smile in my negative prompt. So these are all from that one character that I created. And it gave me consistent characters. I love the motion in this one. This motion wasn't too bad. She's running away, and you can tell. I don't like how she's making eye contact, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. These are pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Not like I created the app. And like this one is good too until her paper starts melting. So even if you want to cut the last few seconds, you can cut the last few seconds. There's a weird person standing in a fire there. I think I ended up cropping into this one because I didn't want, it looks like there's like a munchkin or a gnome getting burned in the fire. I'm like, why is there another person in the fire? So, like I said, sometimes weird things happen, but for the most part, these are pretty good. I was not happy with this one at all. There's no dancing going on there whatsoever. She's just melting away. So you have to experiment. Sometimes you get it good and sometimes you got to work on it. Like I said, this didn't work, but I went in and I tried again and this really worked. So with a free account, what do you have to lose? You have credits. Experiment, play, image to video. This one didn't go so well, but I think I asked for too much. Some of the bears look a little wonky. But if I really cared that much, I think I just went straight image for the project I was working on that had this. It wasn't really worth the time to experiment with it. But if you have a little bit of patience and a little bit of time and a few extra credits to spare, you can really get great results with this tool. So I do want to experiment with some text to video today to show you how it works. And I already have a prompt that I copied from my little cheat sheet over here, my little prep sheet. And I want to see how this works, and I want to compare it to our number one tool, which honestly, I have not even used yet. I was planning on sharing it with you the first time I use it, because you only get 30 credits per month for this next tool I'm going to show you, so I didn't want to use them up without sharing it with you. So as you can see here, it tells you how many credits it's going to take, and this text to video takes 15 credits. So let's see. I'm using the newest model. I have 5-second duration. Should I make it 8 seconds? Let's see what happens with 8 seconds. It takes up 30 credits. I have the aspect ratio, which I don't think I can choose another one with the free one, but that's fine because I'm using it for YouTube anyway, and that's the perfect aspect ratio. And let's see. So I have a little boy loses his grasp on a blue balloon and chases it up a grassy hill in the park. And just to compare, I'm going to use that same exact prompt in our next tool to see how good it is. And these video generators, they do take quite a bit of time, so I might pause the video here and fast forward so you don't have to wait for me. Yeah, it does usually take quite a bit of time. A lot of times when I'm using Pixverse, I don't close the window, but I go to other windows and I do other stuff, and I check back periodically. So while that's generating, I'm just going to tell you my plan because I'm super, super excited about this. I'm going to do a whole showdown experimental video where I use this tool with our number one tool, which I haven't told you about yet, but I will be showing you in the next scene. And I'm going to use 10 prompts that test all kinds of things. Human interaction, multiple humans, crowds, reflections, camera motion direction, other camera jargon, all kinds of things. I have 10 prompts already prepared, and I'm going to compare this tool to this other tool that everyone is talking about. And I'm going to see which one does the best job without having to tweak these prompts just as they are. I'm not even going to try to tweak them. I might tweak them later. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited just to see what happens. And our number one mind-blowing tool is Luma Dream Machine. Let's pull this baby up. Let's see what comes up. Luma Dream Machine is at lumalabs.ai. And I'm so excited because I have not tested this. I have only seen other people test it. And as you can see in these little previews here, this looks pretty darn good. So try now. I have not even signed up yet. I haven't signed up yet. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, you can see all this if you go to the website yourself. But let's see what happens. Let's see. Try now. I have not done this. Here we go. Do I have an account? Yes. So Luma Dream Machine, you get 30 credits a month absolutely for free, but you are limited at this time to 10 per day because it's due, as you can see right here, due to high demand. They are temporarily, oh my goodness. Okay, when I was researching this, it was limited to 10 daily, but now it's limited to 4 daily because I think this shiz is blowing up. Yeah. It was limited to 10 daily. Now it's limited to 4 daily. And if you pay for an account, you don't have a daily limit. So let's just show what those are. Oh no, this is a really, really actual, it's good that I clicked on this because I would have forgotten to tell you about it. There are all kinds of tips in here, and I did not read the entire thing, but what might be super useful to you as you're starting this, and since you only have 4 generations a day, you might want to click on this while it's limited. Let's see, where was it? Oh, here we go. Commonly used terms. This is something, if you don't read anything else, just look at these terms. Camera motion, for special shots, for drone shots, for camera shots, lighting and visual styles, and emojis for dialogue shots. Interesting. So I didn't even look at this. I was looking at some of these others. But I was a photographer in a previous life, so I do know quite a bit of camera terms, if not video terms. So if you don't know what some of these are, because it doesn't really explain them, it kind of just gives them to you, you can always just Google them and see what comes up and see if that's what you like. So this is definitely worth looking at before you start prompting. And there's so many resources here. Pixverse also has this. I didn't show you that. But it does have a tutorial and frequently asked questions, although it is definitely not as extensive as what they give you on Luma. So, but they do have something here that you can look at to figure out how it works. So, I'm going to input, and it tells you right here how many credits you have left for the month. It tells you up here how many you're limited to, because that might change by the time you see this video. It might go up, it might go down, depending on what the demand is. And I'm just going to copy my prompt that I used in Pixverse right here. Loop. I don't want to loop it. Enhance prompt. Sure. Let's see what happens. All right. So while this is generating, I don't have anything else to tell you. Except all of these tools are listed in the description below. Some of the links are affiliate links. Most of them are not, but a few of them are. And so if you click on them and you do end up ever purchasing an account, I will get a little bit of a kickback, but it's at no additional charge to you. So help me out. If you want to use these tools and I gave you some value and I introduced you to a tool that you think is cool and you want to give it a try, check it out. And especially check out Artflow, because without my link, you're not going to get those 50 extra credits. So that's worth using my link for your benefit. Okay. So 5 minutes later on Pixverse, and we have this video. Now, right off the bat, I can see it's not perfect. This little boy is missing a hand. But let's see what the whole video looks like. So, honestly, for free, I'm not going to complain. This is not half bad. I would probably regenerate this. It's not perfect. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I did ask, a lot of it is there, right? Like, little boy loses his grasp on a blue balloon, and he does lose his grasp, but somehow there's another string here, which I don't get. And there is this grassy hill that I asked for, but what happened to the chase? Like, that's the main action here, right? So he loses his grasp on a balloon and he chases it up a grassy hill in the park. So I'm a little disappointed because he's not going anywhere. He's just kind of sitting there, and he loses his grip a little bit on the balloon, but then he gets it back somehow. So, I mean, depending on what you're doing with this video, it could be usable, but it's a little melty in the arm area. He's missing a hand, which you may not notice if you cut, like, here forward. So I guess if you only use the last 5 seconds, that's the benefit of having 8 seconds. You can cut some of them. So anyway, not perfect, but still usable, and I could regenerate this with more details and see what happens. And as of this moment, so I took this exact same prompt, popped it over here into Luma Labs Dream Machine, and as of right now, it's been up to an hour in the queue, and it's still not here. So I'm super excited to see what this is going to be, so I'm not sure if the wait time is because it's such amazing quality or if there's such a long queue. Probably a little bit of both. I have heard so many good things about this tool, and as I said earlier, this little pop-up has changed. Like a couple days ago, it was limiting you to 10 generations a day, like yesterday or the day before when I created my notes. And now it's 4 generations a day because of the high demand they have. So there's probably just a huge queue, and I'm stuck in that queue, and that's why it's taking so long. But I'm really excited to see what this is. So I'll update you, let you know how long it takes to generate the video, and we will see what it looks like. I am back, and it is many hours later. It's like 12 hours later. I have no idea how long this took. I guess it says created 13 hours ago. Yeah, that's when I actually put the prompt in. So it's been 13 hours. I don't know when this finally popped up, because after 2 hours, I was like, I have to go to bed. But here it is. Here is the much anticipated Luma AI video using our simple prompt. Wow. Okay. So that's interesting. It's a little weird at the end, but it's definitely, I would say, I don't know. I don't know which one I like more because they're both kind of wonky, if I'm completely honest. He looks good in the beginning, running, but then he does that weird little spinny thing at the end, and his legs are getting a little morphed. And we don't know what he's chasing at first, but the balloon does pop up eventually, and the balloon looks spectacular. The little boy looks a little odd, if I'm honest. The park has a lot more detail in this video. There's people in the background. I didn't specify what the park should look like. I did say it should be up a grassy hill. This doesn't really look like a hill to me. Maybe it's like a slight hill, I guess. So, as you can see, can I make this bigger so you can see it? There we go. Yeah, there's definitely some like weird distortion going on with the arms and the legs. So I'm not exactly sure how long it took Luma to create this video. It took about 5 to 10 minutes for Pixverse to create the same video using the same prompt. And like I said, I might use, honestly, this boy looks very similar to that boy, if I'm honest. So I might merge these 2 images together, or these 2 videos, rather. I might merge them together. Let's see. Let's get another look at the Pixverse video. I have to say, I kind of like this one a little bit better. And oddly enough, they both are wearing like the same clothes and have the same kind of hair. They're both wearing a blue t-shirt. And I mean, this boy's hair is like a little bit lighter than the other boys. Oh, and he's wearing a long sleeve shirt. Never mind. But anyway, that is a very interesting test. And I'm actually going to continue this test. This tool is so new and it's only going to get better. I imagine that this is what AI imagery may have looked like in the beginning, and AI imagery still has some weird stuff going on. I still use Photoshop sometimes to fix things that I don't like. So it's not perfect, but it is pretty amazing. And how long is this video? 5 seconds, 6 seconds? Does it tell you? It doesn't tell you how long it is. But, and I can extend it. I don't know how many credits that takes. But I'm not going to because I'm not really super impressed with it and I want to do a lot more experimentation. So honestly, I think this is the most simple prompt that I have lined up. I have 9 other prompts that I already created to test these 2 video AI tools, compare them to each other. And I'm excited to see what comes out because I think AI has a problem with like limbs. So running might be a difficult thing. I mean, you can definitely tell the boy is running, but like I said, kind of wonky, not perfect. Maybe I could take like a 2-second clip and then like throw it at the end where he's kind of like bouncing around, like trying to grab that balloon. So, it's usable, but I probably wouldn't use it. I mean, someone might use this. I don't know. What do you think? Which tool do you think looks best? Just comparing these 2 prompts to each other. Because I'm curious as to what you think. Would you use either of these videos? Do you like one better than the other? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so that is it. The top 11 AI tools that I've been obsessed over for the past few months. And I am nothing but eager for the future because, oh man, so much cool stuff is coming. I'm a super creative person, and I think if you're watching this all the way to the end, you're a super creative person too. So don't forget to check out the link in the description below to get in on my creative challenge. And that's going to be a challenge that talks about and puts you to work on all of these cool creative tools that we've talked about today. And it'll help you start putting this all together so that you can just create better. It opens up doorways creatively. It helps you brainstorm. Oh, the possibilities are limitless, and I'm so excited for the future. So thank you so much for watching this video. And don't forget, hit the like button if you like this. Hit the subscribe button if you want more. Leave a comment. Let me know what you want more of, and I will do my best to make you a video about that. I'm so excited, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.